8 minutes. Londoners today reckoning with what happened in those 8 chaotic minutes of terror that shattered a summer night.
Some guy come round the corner and went, run, run, run. They got blades, knives, they're going to stab you, they're terrorists. Run.
It began at 10:08 p.m. A white van heading south on London Bridge suddenly swerves off the road up on the sidewalk and accelerates, running down pedestrians, leaving them broken and bloodied on the pavement.
Our next guest is a pretty special guy because he was just having a drink in Borough Market last Saturday night, when suddenly all hell breaks loose. The London Bridge terror attack kicked off and the 3 jihadis armed with large knives burst into the very place where our guy was drinking. Everybody ran for cover, but Millwall fan Roy Larner decided instead to stand and face and try and fight off these 3 armed terrorists just with his bare hands. And as a result, he saved a lot of people's lives. He also took a lot of injuries, a lot of cuts, and we're going to talk to him about that in a moment.
It earned him the nickname, the Lion of London Bridge. He was taken to hospital in a critical condition. There were wounds to his head, arms and chest.
So all 3 were attacking you at once?
Yes, it was 3, but then one went off. Like, there, 2 of them were attacking me. And then 2 of them cut to me. One of them cut to me with a massive knife. It's touched on about Allah, Islam and things like that.
Was screaming at you?
Pulled his knife where there's a big knife and he just stuck it straight into me twice while I was on the chair in the chest. It'll be about 20 seconds to half a minute, me just having a go at him bad. But
adrenaline kicking, right?
Yeah. I mean, then they're still stabbing me. I mean, they stabbed me in the arm, the ear was hanging off, the head. But afterwards, I mean, like yourself, you got a beard on. They all wear beards.
Yeah.
Even that affected me.
Oh,
like
really?
seeing Muslims, well, they are Muslims or not.
Yeah.
But people like that with beards, I just crossed the road. It was sort of things like that hit you. Yeah, it's when I went downstairs and an old woman came up to me and just cuddled me, which, yeah, makes you feel good. Makes you like, and then people come up to you and like start cuddling you. So you know that you've done something a bit more than what you've done yourself. I survived the stabbings, I survived the beating, I've got to have a terror attack.
And we are live today in Roy Larner's garden. I'm laughing is because I kept getting his name wrong, and it's not him, it's me. I've known you for a little minute, and we've been texting and stuff. But mate, I appreciate you letting us come to your home and doing this.
Welcome inside.
And I love the fact we're in the garden. We've got the planes going over. Yeah, mate. Got a nice cup of tea. Yeah. So how are you, man?
I'm good.
How you been?
I'm good, Dad. I'm good.
It's been
a battle.
Oh, mate. It has been and do you know what it is we sit there in our front rooms and we hear it on the telly, we hear it on the radio, and you just think to yourself, oh my God, you know, oh my God. And the fact that you actually lived what we listen to, and I think a lot of people, when they hear stuff, they kind of divert. It's just background noise, you know. Not a lot of people pay attention to the news, and then when you become a part of this world, this podcast world, and you get to meet people, you think to yourself, oh my God, the news is no longer silent for me. I can hear everything, and because I get to meet all these people, and for you, it was an absolute just traumatic time, right?
Very traumatic. I mean, it's took me about 3.5 years to actually get over it, to 4 years. Last year's been a bit forward every day.
Yeah.
But 4 years before that, after the terror attack, was very, every day was a battle.
Yeah,
Every day.
Yeah, absolutely crazy. So talk us through this. I mean, like, throughout my life, I've always heard terror attacks here, and you always hear bits and pieces, but I've never actually met anybody. You know, we had the London bombings and things like that, but your one was a lot different, wasn't it?
Yeah, we always had the London bombings with the RA and things like that, and through history. But in 2017, we had the Westminster one. a couple months before,
Yeah.
and then 2 weeks before, what happened to myself was the Manchester bombing.
Yeah.
And as you say, you hear about these things, you never think it's going to happen to yourself.
Mm.
And yeah, you never think until, and even until I woke up in hospital that I never knew you think of a terror attack.
Yeah.
But yeah, leading up to that, I mean, it brings everything home and then a few attacks beforehand.
How are you with talking over this? Does it bring back a lot of like trauma for you?
It did do, yeah. It did do, especially afterwards. It was non-stop. People asking, which is something that I think you got to live with. It's a major thing which happened.
Yeah, man. I like when I go over bits and pieces, or I talk to other people with trauma. It does bring a lot of stuff back from what happened.
I found
to my
it
brother,
helped in a way. Now it does. It helps. I'm not
like a bit of therapy.
Yeah, I couldn't even talk to you probably yourself a few years ago.
Yeah,
I couldn't even face you. I couldn't trust anyone. I lost trust with everybody and everything.
So it probably set you back.
It set me
made
back.
you an introvert.
It set me back. I mean, I was nearly murdered that night.
Yeah.
Plus seeing them get shot around me, which is another major. But the thing after as well, being let down and still fighting for compensation, being put on a prevent program, which was another thing where I went on it.
Yeah.
But even the people who was doing the prevent program from outside said I shouldn't be honest. I'm a victim, not a.
Yeah.
Not I'm not part of any organisation or anything.
So they stuck you on a program for people to stop to stop committing crimes, and you was actually a victim.
Yeah.
How does that work?
Because they thought I was going either like to the far right, or if the other way could be Islamic. Yeah, if you get caught with something.
Yeah.
It might be because all the hype afterwards, there was marches after, they might have thought Call Me Name was put forward in front of it all.
Yeah.
That they keep an eye on me.
Well, in case you decide to get revenge.
Maybe.
Wow.
It's mad. I went on the programme, I've done it. I've got quite good friends with the person who's doing it because it's an outside government thing. I should have never been on it.
Do you think the programme helped you?
No, because we were talking more about football with the bloke.
Yeah.
Because I was left with a bloke. We was talking more about football as an Aston Villa fan he was.
Yeah.
Me being a Millwall fan was. As he said, I should never have been on this programme. They should be helping me more socially than.
Yeah.
Because I was homeless at the time and everything else. They should have been helping me more socially. But I went on it. I've done it just to keep them off my backs.
Yeah.
But there was some nights I'm thinking, why am I on this? Another trauma.
Yeah.
Thinking I'm getting paranoid and thinking, are they watching me? Are they?
Yeah.
Which something I've never done. I'm a victim of something. But I got through it eventually, all by myself, which was good. And only over the last year that I started having counselling, which probably helped as well.
Yeah.
Even going through things because I never remembered where I got at, and it was only 6 weeks ago that I actually saw the CCTV for the first time.
Wow.
Yeah, which was quite interesting.
Oh, mate.
They should have shown me that a long time ago.
Yeah.
Even at the inquest, they should have showed the weld it.
What was that like for you? The build-up for... I mean, we'll get to what happened on the day in a sec, but what was the build-up for you? Like, when they call you up and say, hi, we've got a CCTV, you're allowed to look at it now?
I had to go through a solicitor and I had to go through the coroner to ask for it. I just thought it was a final jigsaw on me. Because I've been up and down, I go around the Borough Market quite a lot at London Bridge.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people there. But every time I've gone there, I've always looked to where I've gone out, tried to get out, escape in the end. What door did I come out of?
Yeah.
Where did I walk to? I think I was knocking on other pubs trying to get in. And where did I end up? Because when you're unconscious, I must pour in the blood. Obviously, you got no memory of it. My memory's quite good on things, but this was like 2 or 3 minutes of my life that was totally blank in my life.
Wow. That's trauma, right?
So they did show me it. Not all of it, still.
Yeah.
The bits of it. And I was quite proud of what I did. And I say it's a final jigsaw, but it'll always be in the memory of a lot of people, and it'll always be a subject for the rest of my life. But at least I've seen it. At least I've done something good, and I'm quite proud that people did escape. I escaped. I survived, and there was other people who survived. Which, even though I was close to death, but yeah, and it's something I was ready for it. If I'd seen it before, and maybe I might not have been. Maybe it might have pushed me over the limit.
Yeah.
Who knows? I'm glad I see it, and it was nice. Well, not nice, but
I know exactly what you mean. Yeah. I've had to.
I mean, there's things there I said before where the nice feeling was when I heard them, but they said they were dead. The terrorists. I mean, it gets you backlash sometimes. I don't know why.
Yeah.
The terrorists, they're killing people.
Yeah.
They're killing kids. They're killing kids, children, women, and
You was that public when you said you wished them dead?
well, I said that was the best feeling when the police told me they were dead.
Yeah.
Because I was so close to being attacked again as they was coming down the street.
Yeah.
And then the armed police just turned the corner and started shooting them. They told me to get down on the floor. That's the only thing I remembered. That must have woke me up again. And the shooting.
Let's go back to the beginning of that whole thing. Like, what was your day like before the lead up to
2
this?
weeks before that, I'll go back to this one. Back 2 weeks before was actually Millwall were playing at Wembley, which just got promoted in the playoff final. And it was quite a good. I mean, Borough Market is a place now where it's got trendy. It's people go all over to go Borough Market. It's not a lot of places there now. We was there 2 weeks ago celebrating our playoff win. A few of us, there's loads of Millwall then. It's a shame they didn't turn up then that day.
Yeah, right.
They would have cut well. But 2 weeks after, I mean, I was living with a friend around the corner from Borough Market, and it was a nice sunny day. The derby was on in the afternoon, and then the Champions League final. I think it was it Liverpool and Madrid were playing in the evening. Yeah. And when I was staying at someone's house, colostomy flat and things like that, and I've been there about 2 or 3 weeks before that, and it was a nice day. I thought go out for a couple of drinks, watch the final, which we did. It's packed. The pubs were all packed because the European Cup final was on, and it's quite enjoyed it. At half time, I rushed home because the pubs were packed. It was a hot day. I think I went home change because I had my shorts on all day, and just went home and changed at half time quick. As I come back, the couple of people I was with, about 3 of us. There was an old boy and the bloke who runs the other pub. They've moved. They said it was 2 packs in there, so they moved back to the pub in the market. So I went back down there. I think we missed the end of the football. And we was just having a couple of quiet drinks. Then as the football finished, everyone was then going home and things like that. We popped just over the road to the Black and Blue, just to have a couple of pints, then go home. But where the Black and Blue is situated, it's like on a corner. You got the restaurant and then you got the bar bit. You never know what was going on beforehand. That happened on the bridge. Yeah. That something's happened. Even like then, it's only when we started seeing a bit of panic in the restaurant. People were jumping up because it's open into the road. They must have seen what was happening. We see people running past. That could be people running for their train. Because there's never hardly any trouble up there. Even football match days, there's never any trouble around that area. It's something that's just got popular with the market, and people come all over the country to go there. And it was only then that people started panicking, rushing, and I'm sure my mate said to me, he said, run or something, because they must have seen what was going on. And when I'm talking, I could be talking to you, and something was behind me, So I've turned round and there's 3 geezers trying to kick the door in because someone's tried to lock the door quick. And even then, because you haven't been in no trouble, we haven't been. So I'm standing there and they've kicked the door in, they've edged it over and they've got inside. And then 2 of them cut to me, one of them's cut to me with a massive knife. It's touched on about Allah, Islam and things like that.
Was screaming it at you?
Yeah, like talking about, the Allah and Islam and everything. And I'm still like in the chair and like thinking, I don't know if it's to me or not. I still didn't think, cause I was looking at him, not looking at the suicide vests. Then he's pulled this knife where there's a big knife and he's just stuck it straight into me twice while I was on the chair, in my chest. Yeah, chest here, yeah. And then luckily I jumped up quick and then I started fighting with like all 3 of them. But it went on for about, could be about 20 seconds to half a minute, me just having a go at them bad. But
adrenaline kicking, right?
Yeah. I mean, then they're still stabbing me. I mean, they stabbed me in the arm, my ear was hanging off, the head, they were slicing me. Luckily, I was still fighting, and I got away from it then, because there was no one else, as far as I know, in that facility. People were getting out. I mean, I was worried about myself first. Maybe I should have just tried to leg it. But once you've been stabbed twice, you're trying to fight for your life.
What is that feeling like when you've been stabbed and you just think to yourself, like, I need a fight? Like, or are you feeling the wind out of you? Are you feeling like you have been stabbed?
As you said, the adrenaline just kicked in. I jumped off that chair. If I didn't jump off that chair and faced them, I'd have been dead. I'd have been dead on that chair. There's probably one stab wound would have killed me.
Yeah.
Should have killed me. That's, I don't know, I just started swinging and fighting them and like, even like today, I mean, I had to go for physio yesterday. My tendons are never going to be all right. So I must have caught them a few times.
Yeah.
But this slicing stabbed me until I had enough. I had to get out of there.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about 20 seconds to figure, but I'm no hero. I can't. I'm not a fighter like to keep going. I was probably, that was enough then. I've done what I had to do and and I've run round the back of the wall and luckily, which I know now, which I never knew, the door was open because I was thinking whether did I smash the door window open to get out or things, but now I've seen the CCTV 6 weeks ago, the door was open. So luckily I got out that door and what I know after, there was 2 people hiding in the back there thing, which I never knew for. I thought it was all empty.
Yeah.
I thought people got out there. I think one of them then just got stabbed as he ran out. Which I've seen the CCTV now, because one of them said that he was talking to him about telling everyone to get down, which never happened. But me holding them back for them for 20, 30 seconds, which I know the stories now, it's given people chance
to
kids
get away,
with like families.
The kids and everything called in there, was they?
Yeah. They've got out just by them silly little seconds of give people a chance to run out. Otherwise, you never know what these people would have done.
Hero, mate.
Yeah. I survived. That's why I look at it. I survived myself.
You tackling them after being stabbed, that 20 seconds is a lot for someone to be able to get away. And the fact there was kids in there and they focused their energy on you rather than them.
Yeah.
You saved a lot of lives that day.
Yeah. And even when I got out, all I thought was, I've been stabbed here. I've never known that. I've been stabbed everywhere else and sliced. Like my head was swinging, my ear was hanging off.
Yeah, that's a big scar on the back of your arm there as well.
Yeah, I didn't know that. All I kept doing was like.
Is that all numb and that? Is it?
That was done for a long time. It's mainly the tendons now.
And is that one on your wrist there as well?
Yeah, one on the wrist. But they caught me in my head.
Oh yeah, right. I got that. That's right on your neck.
Yeah, they stabbed the neck, but they caught and then they kept slicing. So I must have been swinging. I must have been just fighting for my life.
So all 3 were attacking you at once?
Yes, it was 3, but then one went off like there, two of them were attacking me. One went, as I know now, went to be behind a bar to have a drink, and maybe he might have seen someone else there. At the time, I'd say I'm just swinging and fighting for my life.
Yeah,
I don't really should get out of there because I knew that other door was shut. All by a little bit, they kicked in and got under. I got out the back, and all I kept feeling was like I kept holding my chest because I thought that was just the one stab wound. Not knowing anything else. And then
did they get anything when they went in? Did they get any major artery, major?
No, I was lucky because where I must be moving so fast and swinging and that.
Yeah.
No, they've caught me. I'm lucky that everything's missed, all the arteries and things like that, which, again, is a miracle that even though I was stabbing the neck, I mean, my ear hole was hanging off.
Is that numb?
No, everything's better than, that's all back to normal. It's mad. They've done a good job at the hospital straight away. And as I say, if that had been the other way round, it would have cut my wrist and everything. But, I mean, all of my arms, I mean, it was catching me. But they must have been, where they've been, like, just going into just killing people, because there was no police around at the time. There was, I mean, I ain't going to knock anyone. I was doing it on my own. I mean, you got police officers that are getting George Crosses for doing the same thing. And they've had battens. I mean, I ain't going to knock them.
They probably thought they weren't going to get no resistance that day. You pull out a knife, you start screaming out the words which you know is related to terrorism, and people would just run, I guess.
Yeah.
When you turn up and then someone gives you a little bit of resistance, it must have been a bit of a shock for them that day as well.
Yeah, I think so. And but there was all, as far as we know now, there was all eye on steroids and all that. So maybe, I mean, I don't know if that makes a difference. They're not going to bother. They're killing people. That's what their motive was, just to kill as many people, not damage, but just to kill.
Yeah.
And I just thought it was one stab wound until I've seen the two stab wounds straight after each other on the CCTV. Luckily, I did jump up. It must have woke me up and the adrenaline kicked in.
Yeah, yeah.
And I mean, I didn't even see the suicide belts. I was seeing some other people could be seeing that, and that's why I made them run.
Yeah, yeah.
Even when they walked in, I mean, I was looking around, who's with us, or there was an old boy with us that made sure he was all right, because he's dead now, poor sod. He died, he was an old boy which died of cancer a few years ago, which even him, I've seen the CCTV, even he was like trying to wait, the last one to get out, to try and help. But luckily, no one else, there was one person got stabbed just quick in the throat as he ran out.
Did he die?
Nah, he just got stabbed. He got stabbed in the throat there, but they must have caught him as he ran out, because they must have been hiding in the back bit.
Wow.
I did get out there. I survived it, and the stories that come after was people did get out. I mean, there was a few weeks after, someone did come up to me and say thank you, which is nice. It meant a lot more than other things, isn't it? But then I tried to get in the pub. I think, as I say, I still haven't seen the CCTV of leading up to where they got shot. But I'm sure I went over to the pub where I know people are. They couldn't open the doors. And I must have seen him. I don't know what made me go back down towards the Borough High Street, because there's no police at this time. I heard commotions, and I probably was unconscious. I was probably pouring the blood, but unconscious as well, which even to this day I still don't really remember unless I see that bit of CCTV.
Yeah, yeah. It's like a puzzle, isn't it? You've got to try and piece it all together through, like, this person's got this section of the CCTV, that person says that thing about that, and I can imagine when you're going through such serious trauma as that, you know, you could have died.
Yeah. It's a miracle I didn't. And it's a miracle that no permanent damage. I mean, my arms are weak. I can get through that.
How long did it take for the police to turn up then?
This was the thing. I was walking down that street. I do remember knocking on an ambulance car. He's like come round, but he must have just turned up there after the first incident.
Yeah.
Which happened like we're talking like for the first one till they got shot was 8 minutes.
Yeah, because they come across from the
The
top
bridge,
and come
yeah,
down, didn't
yeah.
they? Yeah.
So like this was the first ambulance turning up. I think there was a little confusion where there was plainclothes police just turned up there, but they run off and they confronted them and they run off the police because they was calling for armed. As I got to the end of the road, that's when I think it was about 3 or 4 4x4s. Because all I remember was one of them getting out and telling me get down or push me to the floor.
Did they know that you'd been injured at this time?
Must have done. I must have been poured of blood. So I mean, for them to turn up somewhere, I could be one of the terrorists as far as they could see. But they got out. I remember because I'm unconscious and they pushed me to the floor, get down. That's all I remember. That woke me up a bit, and then within seconds, you hear all the shooting. The shooting, especially where it echoes as well. It was like it went on for 10 minutes, but it was only
must have been magnified for you 10 times more than what anyone else would have heard. I'd imagine.
Yeah, and then once these shootings started, then you see all the police turn up. Because I remember, like, even to this day, with the blue lights, I know you do see the blue lights, but any blue light now, I see flashing light. So that gives me memories back.
Flashbacks.
Yeah, and my eyes all go funny because where I must have been like unconscious. But they got shot around me. I see one of the bodies because then like all the local police turned up, and one of them, 2 of them, rushed me straight to hospital in a police car. They couldn't wait for the ambulance, which they took me to St Thomas's Hospital. And I see even then it must have woke me up a bit because they showed me the CCTV in the car, the foot cam or whatever, and I was complaining about going over the bumps. Because when my thing was flashing, where beside, and they kept telling me not to touch my ear, and I never knew, like, because now I know that my ear was hanging off. But I do remember, like, telling them to slow down because the pain over the bumps, but they just rushed me to hospital, thank God. And even to this day, I've still never had a chance to say thank you to them. I've tried. For some reason, I haven't met them personally to say thank you. Probably saved my life.
So do you think the reason why you haven't been able to say thank you in person to the officers is because they're a unit that looks that is a terrorist unit where you're not be able to see there visually? These
were just like local police.
Okay.
That's when they started turning up.
Yeah.
Straight after when they got shot. I don't know. I mean, I've left messages with, and I did pull up a couple of police when I've seen them in Peckham.
Yeah, yeah.
Because the police station's shut there, you can't just walk in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've left messages to say thank you to them. But never met them in person, which, thingy bob. I did like chat to a police officer the other week, and she said her partner has only been going back down there over the last couple of months, even like because it was on that night.
Yeah.
Even it affects them as well that night. Maybe what they see and everything else. At least I've done it through I've done it through their own people. Hopefully they'll pass the message on.
Hopefully they'll watch this and see that you're thankful for their service that day. You know.
Yeah, because I mean you never know. I mean they tried to go into things, but not terror attacks and things like that, or things like that. I mean the police are all on duty. Like they'll come quick. Especially the arm police. If they didn't shoot them, I might have been attacked again.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah. Yeah, because you know if they're out and about and their mission is to try and kill as many people as possible and you're still within range, of course they're going to come back after you. Yeah. One, because you're already injured, so you ain't getting away as quick as what someone that isn't injured, and that would be classed as a body count for them.
I mean, I was yards away from where they got shot, so I was close again, and maybe I might have stopped. I'm not too sure whether I collapsed or not. I remember after the ambulance drove away, then like within seconds, the armed police come. Maybe I might not be able to move anymore. Maybe I might have. That's all. Maybe it didn't happen. They got shot, which I said was probably a good feeling in the time. I know they've gone, and I'm rushed into hospital.
Yeah.
Which and then the hospital. I mean, brilliant. Probably saved me like pouring the blood, cut stabs everywhere.
Do you remember turning up at hospital?
I didn't know where. What they did tell me after. Because for some reason I had my driving licence was someone found it in a hotel.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the hotel contacted me and said someone found your licence on the floor on Westminster Bridge.
Oh.
So it must have been on. Well, the local police must have just rushed us in. So, I mean, you're talking about minutes after, things like that. Everyone, you ain't got time to be on standby. These are casualties coming in. And the hospital I went to, there was only probably about 4 or 5 went there. The main ones went to a different hospital. And then some went over to East London, the other side of the hospital. But luckily, then I remember being in hospital, and then obviously I think they put you on is it the ketamine or whatever? And all I remember was like being on a roller coaster.
The morphine.
Is it morphine and things like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that must have been just like stabilising me until I went down to surgery.
Yeah.
And I mean, to this day, I can't thank them enough for fixing me up.
Did you have police support around you? So
yeah, I had the police all the time,
yeah.
and I think the hospital was shut down as well. We had armed police as well,
making sure that no one come in to finish you off.
Yeah, because they, I mean,
that must have been so scary. Like through the whole time, not only just there. I mean, you hear that whole fight or flight, and you fought, for your life, and because of that, I think that's the reason why.
Well, for 2 days, I mean, I probably was going down for surgery. I was probably out of it. I probably don't remember thinking what went on. Maybe it's just a fight. I never knew it was like a terrorist attack or things like that, or things. You never think of these things that happen. It's only when 1 or 2 people started coming up to see me, because he's only had one person at a time, that people were telling me what was going on.
What was going on? Yeah.
And it was only like 3 or 4 days later that actually hit the news that I was in. That my name come out. That I was.
Oh, they named you straight away, did they?
No, it was only until the Tuesday after, about 3 or 4 days after, that the papers picked up on it.
Okay.
Yeah, didn't it?
Can you remember reading it in the paper for the first time?
Yeah, someone come in and showed me it.
Do you remember what paper it was?
It was the Sun.
The Sun, yeah.
Yeah, at the because when they was talking about Allah and Islam and all that, I said them words, "Fuck you, Millwall."
Yeah.
And that's what the headline was, "Fuck you,
really?
Millwall," in the paper. Now, only till 6 weeks ago, I never knew that I actually said it. But when I watched the CCTV, it actually come out on the audio that I actually said it. So, yeah, because I never knew. I thought it was just an headline that people put. But I did actually say it to them. Because I thought when I had an Arsenal top on, I thought it was something to do with football.
Yeah, yeah.
Not knowing it was... I know, like, it was... When you started hearing words about hello and everything else, especially after the last couple terror incidents, leading months up to it.
Yeah, yeah. How do you feel about... do you separate the difference between a terrorist and a Muslim?
I mean, I know Muslim people.
Yeah.
Things like that. I mean, with the terror attacks leading up to that, especially like France the year before, I think.
Yeah.
Where a lot of people died because
they drove the
Charlie
bin truck through.
Yeah.
There. We was actually supposed to be up there at that time.
Yeah.
We was, weren't we?
Yeah. So terrorism and things like that, and then you assume like Muslim.
Yeah.
You do assume like things like that, but because you live in London.
Yeah, yeah.
You brought up in Peckham, you're around Muslims or all different nationalities and everything else.
Because there's your pure Muslim that believe in the right for life and stuff, and then there's the other more extremists that are a lot different. I mean, I definitely I don't know how you brand them as both the same or different, but they are very, very different from each other.
Yeah. But all you're reading about over the few months before that, 'cause I read the papers quite a lot, is about extremists.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're definitely the papers are definitely going to jump on the whole extremist thing because it sells newspapers, doesn't it?
yeah.
And for you, it's reality because you
And over the last few years, especially like with the mosques, where they're trying to what do you call it, stream them, like when they're doing the things outside and everything else with the one with your hook and
yeah.
you've been reading about it. So like in London, you think it's getting bad and worse, and then it was getting worse. There was more extremists and everything else. But I mean, at the end of the day, you just go about your everyday life. But afterwards, I mean, like yourself, you've got a beard on. They'll wear beards.
Yeah.
Even that affected me. It's
Oh,
like
really?
seeing Muslims, well, if there are Muslims on it,
Yeah.
but people like that with beards, I just
Just
crossed
seeing
the,
people with
I just crossed the
beards,
road. It was sort of things like that hit you. It's mad because it's only like not even a minority. It's a certain few that puts the old.
It's just exactly. It's
You can't even give a percentage on it. It's probably 0.0%, 1% of it
Yeah.
that gives the whole lot, the whole rest of them a bad name.
I do have a few Muslim friends, and
Mm.
they are like my friend Atik. He is such a beautiful man, you know.
Yeah.
He goes out and he feeds the homeless, no matter what their
Yeah.
religion is. He will put them into hotels if they need to sleep and things like that. He is what I would call a true Muslim, where they do help. You know?
They're like family. They look after their own families and other people.
They really do. And he's like anti-terrorism. Like he absolutely says, like, I have nothing to do with that, you know. And he thinks that's like far out. You know, it's like it's not
It's
something
like
that
the older
he's into.
society, all different religions. They're all it's getting bad somewhere. Things like that.
Yeah.
Especially like around here, Peckham used to be very like bad knife crime. You hear a stabbing every day.
Yeah.
Young kids getting dying. You're brought up in that situation where it's not main news no more because it's an everyday thing.
A lot of stuff with knife crime does get swept under the carpet. There is a lot of fallen angels that are not recognised by in newspapers or on the news because they don't want to put all of the bad that's happening. But you know, people are living this life on the street, and this stuff is happening every single day.
And in London, it's not. It's not big news no more because it is a normal thing.
Do you think if your stabbing was something other than the terrorist attack, that it would have even been recognised?
No, I don't.
That's sad, isn't it?
Yeah, I just think it would have been an everyday situation. I've never carried knives. I never thought like that. I mean, people said to me that night, "Why didn't you pick something up? Fight back."
Try and think that quick when it's happening, right? Try and think that quick when it's happening.
I've gone and moved the stalls before in the pub. They're so heavy you couldn't even pick them up.
Yeah.
But I've never carried knives around, things like that. If I lose a fight, I lose a fight. This one, I lost it. He lost my life. But I don't know, it's a different thing. I've had neighbours, I've had people like young black kids dying, have been murdered over silly things, over like probably £10 what they've owed. And
you know, I've witnessed a lot doing podcasts and you know, bringing this trauma to the main screen is really opened my eyes to a lot of stuff that's been it's been swept under a carpet. You know, you would have been an unrecorded victim if it wasn't for the fact it was labelled that day. And that's sad because you fall in a cloud the same as a lot of people where they're not being recognised for what's happened to them. So you're in hospital. You've read The Sun. Are you aware of what's gone on, or are you still
it's only,
shocked?
Still shocked. It's only when I've gone down I was allowed to go down. I can't remember. It was about a week after. Up to a week after that. I think it was the next day after the Sun thing come out that Piers Morgan, the Good Morning Britain, they've asked to talk to me on the phone because my ex went into the studio. They picked up the story, and I had about a minute conversation with him, and And at the time, I had one of them little Nokia phones, which reception was bad anyway.
Yeah.
And yeah, then stories started coming around that I've done something good, I'm an hero, and I was just thinking, no, I've got out of there. I still don't know what's gone on. I ain't read no papers. So I'm still ill. I'm still weak. Just getting through things. I've got
Physically or mentally?
Physically. I mean, I was a bit down before that because I've just moved out girlfriend's home, and I was staying with friends anyway 3 weeks before that. So I was a bit down that time anyway. So maybe it might have been thinking about like give me a bit of I've done something good. It's only when I went downstairs after about a week just to get out the ward and that. So I had my own private room with guard there. They're still on. I still had security around me.
Yeah.
For the time I was in hospital, just in case the press went to come up.
Right. Okay.
And I think it was because the elections were on that week, about 4 or 5 days after the terror attack. The main election was on, and the press were everywhere, especially at Westminster. I was at Westminster, St Thomas's, opposite Westminster Bridge, Westminster. So yeah, it's when I went downstairs and an old woman came up to me and just cuddled me, which makes you feel good. Makes you like, and then people come up to you like start cuddling you, so you know that you've done something a bit more than what you've done yourself. I survived the stabbings. I survived the beating. I've got to have a terror attack.
People coming up to you, giving you the cuddle, and looking at you as a hero instead of a victim.
Yeah,
must have been confusing for you at the time.
It was because I was still going down for like other operations and all that in my diaphragm and everything else.
Yeah.
And yeah, but all I wanted to do was just rest and things like that. But it was nice. It was making me get a bit better. Then I had all the press wanted to see me, this and that, and I couldn't go out of the room again, which because every time I wanted to come up, people wanted to come up to me and start shorting and things like that. And I spent 12 days in hospital, and then eventually let me out. Which I say I was very lucky that no major organs were just rest really after that.
Very, yeah.
Yeah, and just the plastics and things like that. But then all the press and media wanted to get hold of you and things like that. And when I did come out of hospital, I did go that night. I think it was the president of the World Boxing come over to London, and I did go out for something to eat that night, which was nice. They played it on for me. Yeah, and then everything else. All I wanted was just to relax and get somewhere. I'm still feeling the pain, and then I'm reading the papers after that and realise how lucky I was to survive the attack. I'm a down-to-earth person. I don't let these things get to me where I'm just saying I'm lucky still to survive. I would have done it, and I still would do it now, this day, if something happened. I'll probably chuck you in front because you're a bit bigger. But even no matter how big you are, it's what they say, fight or flight.
Fight or flight, yeah.
I keep lucky that day I did fight. Another day, I think I would now. Still now, I still would.
Yeah, I'm glad you did fight, because there's I would not like to know the amount of people that they would have got that day if you didn't stand up and hold them for, like you say, 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Because that did allow a lot of people to run out, and
I believe there was dozens of people that could have been attacked.
Yeah.
That night. I mean, there's still, I believe, some still carrying under the table that didn't get out, but lucky they followed me out afterwards, or maybe they did. who knows? They did come for me after, like, except for that one person they caught in the throat. They did come out to me after, and that's when they followed me down that road. And luckily, the police then shot them, which I could have went another road. They might have come that road.
Yeah.
And maybe different. But with them following me down that road, and maybe with me on that corner, that's where the police turned in. They could have turned down any other road. Could have given another victim. I mean, they weren't stopping. They had big long knives, all of them strapped to their arms and that, their wrists. I lost my glasses then, so like everything was blurred to me as well. Which, but yes, I saved dozens of lives. I saved my own life, most importantly. But the after effect of it took its toll on me. With the post-traumatic stress disorder.
Yeah.
So physically, that started coming back. Mentally, that's when it started hitting me badly. Wake up with nightmares and being attacked and things like that. Didn't want to sleep. I had 5 assessments, weren't getting no help for it. If I'd have got help straight after, maybe it might have been a different way. I couldn't face no one, locked myself away. I was even taking like speeding, just didn't want to sleep because of nightmares, things like that. Then be important to prevent program. Then there was a thing with the 6 months before that, I had a row with a load of students who was marching about Donald Trump and Theresa May. Now I had an husky and a boxer, and the husky is a bit of a he would snap at them if they went to. And I mentioned saying to a black photographer taking photos to me, called him saying, and they even put that as soon as I come out, see me on telly, they put me on that as being racist.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Now this was 6 months ago, and I even got nicked for that, which is another thing when you're trying to get on with your life.
Yeah.
Why didn't they do that 6 months ago? Before that,
Yeah.
it wasn't a major problem then. It's only because they see me on telly that they thought they get. Like, I did get nicked for it. I had to go court. I even had a little rant with the MP because he wasn't helping me. I said, saying, "Oh, you're rather help." As you said before about the Muslims and terrorists, the difference. I said Muslims. I got banned from the MP for 2 years. So trouble was kind of kicking in because I was angry.
Yeah.
I was getting angry. I wasn't getting the help. I wasn't getting the support.
Has this been registered from the people that you're going through explosive trauma at the minute?
It was registered because I had 5 assessments. Yeah, not just, I mean, the trauma of the thing itself, the trauma of what's seeing the bodies of terrorists being shot. And it just added on and added on. I mean, I reckon 9 out of 10 people would have committed suicide if I had that frame of mind. I didn't.
Have you contemplated it?
No. Some reason in there said to me no. Never.
Good.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah. Maybe I'm a little bit, I don't know, stronger. I mean, I've been down. I didn't want to sleep. Didn't want to do things. Even going on these event programs makes you think, what have I done wrong? Have I done anything wrong? But now, over the last year to 18 months, my head is in the right place, still day by day. But I'm getting there. And people ask me, will you do this again? I'll do it all day long if they come. I don't think nothing will scare me no more. Nothing will scare me, and I'm not going to I'm just going to crack on with life. But it still has the effects of it. Nothing's perfect. You still have them odd times, especially when it gets dark.
Someone slams the door.
Yeah, the fireworks. I was going to say the fireworks.
Flats,
firework night, things like that. It's still there. It's still memories of things. Even if you see another terror attack, you think you know what they've gone through. Let's hope they don't happened again. And it did happen 2 years after that at London Bridge again.
Yeah, was it that when was that a police officer that got stabbed to death?
It was
wasn't it?
2 blokes on day release.
Yeah.
It was like a conference. One had a fire extinguisher that day and things like that. But he killed 2 people, that bloke. He was an extremist, wasn't he? I think he got put away before. But even to that, I mean, the Queen pardoned the other bloke for helping. I mean, I'm still fighting for compensation. They even took my licence away, driving licence, the police.
Really?
I'm still. They said I'm alcohol dependent. I mean, I don't drink indoors. I go for the odd pints, like everyone else does.
Yeah.
Especially at football, like probably drink at football. And that's it.
Do you feel like they've treated you like you
They've treated me like bad.
Yeah.
They've treated me bad. The authorities. Well, I can praise the police that took me to the hospital, all the hospital staff. And then some of them are just some reason have let me down. I'm in a position now where I'm not going to worry about that. I'm here to help other things. Like I'm doing next door's garden, a disabled bloke.
Yeah.
I'll get more fun out of doing that. I'll get more appreciation out of people coming up to me in the street.
Yeah.
Or some things. I've just started using social media now, which I never had. I was so paranoid before. I couldn't use social media. I couldn't even have a conversation with myself.
Yeah.
Now I'm get back to normal in a way, slowly.
I'm glad that you're finding your way from the darkness into the light, and that you're strong enough to be able to do that. And yourself now, you start to know the difference between a terrorist and a Muslim, which is
I was going to part my counselling, and I'm still going to do this. Is go into a mosque and meet the imam, just to get the facts of things instead of as I said before, I just cross the road when I see 3 Muslims with beards. It does take the effect. Well, as we said, probably 0.1%.
I would absolutely love to get you together with a good friend of mine, who's Muslim, and you will honestly that you can't not hate him. He's If you would like that, I would make that happen.
Yeah, I'd love that to happen, and so I'm not a religious person.
Same. I believe in the universe, and I'm all about the energy and the power of the universe. I really do. I have a lot of people that are Christians and they're hardcore, and they go out and they go into prisons and talk, and they're part of Alpha. I've got and these guys were crazy criminals at one time, and now they're full on gods. I've got friends that are Muslims that are they don't put it on you. They just tell you I pray and all this lot, and it's I wish you all the best, and super positive guys, and again I've got family that are other forms of religion as well, so I don't confide in it all. I understand it all.
So that night, because there's people with all different nationalities, all different colours. I've done what I did, and I mean I ain't gonna look at and think, oh, there's a Muslim person there, or there's a black person there, or Chinese person there, or different nationality, or someone's Catholic, someone's Protestant. You don't do that. It's same with football as well. I mean, I support Millwall, which is known for.
That's almost like a religion in itself, isn't it?
Yeah, it's my religion. I love going, and it's the same again when they hear about Millwall in the past.
Yeah,
all the trouble.
Yeah,
we're not all like that. And maybe that's maybe. I don't know. Maybe that's brought you up in a different way of life. Come meet Millwall, or come Millwall with me. We're not all like that here.
Yeah.
As you said, I'd love to do that one day.
Yeah. Let's make that happen. I mean, we'll definitely make that happen. We'll get there. We'll get it on camera as well, so we can reunite and make peace with yourself a little bit.
Because I could have always turned the other way and be really hatred of every Muslim person.
Yeah. And it's you'd fully understand that. A lot of people would fully understand that for sure. But I want you. I definitely would love to let you meet Atiq, because Atik is a beautiful man, and he's a really good Muslim, you know,
yeah.
and I'd love for you to be able to sit with him and maybe talk to him,
Yeah.
because he will freely talk to you about terrorists and
Yeah.
his religion and the negative side of
Yeah.
it. He will 100% sit here with you and go through it all with you, and you can tell him exactly how you feel.
Yeah.
And that would be absolutely amazing, and I'd love to do that
Of course,
for you.
yeah, definitely. I mean, like I say, there was that one there, and then I think it was days after my attack that the bloke went down to the mosque in London somewhere. He drove from Wales, didn't he?
Yeah.
And I think one person died that night. I think.
Yeah.
Even in like the man of that one had to stop all the other people attacking him.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, there's good ones and there's good and bad of every life.
100%. Absolutely 100%. And if it helps you, we will facilitate and help you on your journey. And he would love to be able to come down here and talk to you and answer any questions that you have to
And
ask.
I'd love to come do something as well where that I'm not that bad as well, where I've been classed as that thing with the march before.
Yeah.
Where I used to run football teams in Peckham as well, so I know all nationalities, all different backgrounds.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna not pick him because he's from somewhere else,
Exactly.
or some religion, because that's the way you don't do it. Okay, I'm not perfect, and I've mentioned words before, but I think most of us have, in a way.
Yeah.
Somewhere along the line, even when you're driving, someone cuts in front of you, we've all said something, or maybe we haven't.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I just want to get back onto my life, as I say, and it is step by step still. It's still day by day.
Of course.
I don't want to look too forwards. If I can have my holiday a year, I'll be happy just to look forward to something each time.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean,
give yourself that opportunity to be able to go towards your goals is always a positive when it comes to endorphins and that. Like, yes, I'm going on holiday. I've got something to work for, you know. And yeah, absolutely brilliant.
I mean, like so the football club, they've looked after me well, and they've offered support there as well through the community things, like Millwall Football Club.
Yeah,
they help me through community stuff, and it's not good things going on as well. But everything you've said before, I mean, it has been mentioned before, but never come across it. So hopefully we'll get that done in the near future.
We will 100% get it done.
Yeah,
we will 100% get it done, because I really want to help you understand that and hear it from a true Muslim, you know, a real one, you know, not an extremist or anything like that. I would like to do that for you. It would be absolutely amazing.
It'd be nice, yeah, if you like podcast that. But with let's say with knife crime, like let's say in the near future, if I could tell someone my story about knife, and if I can stop one kid carrying a knife around one day, it will be a bonus for me. Like just to chat to people, because I do get stopped in the street.
Yeah,
and I do chat to people, even when I'm walking the dog. If I can tell that one person, like, don't carry nothing or things like that, and they don't, it's a bonus. Because I think if you do carry something, I think you're doing it for one purpose, is to use it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think a lot of people don't realise that a statistic of 57%, is it? 57% of people that carry their own knife get stabbed with it.
Yeah,
their own knife.
Knife.
Yeah, their own one. So that's over half, you know. So it's kind of like that, really.
Yeah.
Mate, what a powerful story.
Yeah, and I've got I say there's a couple of 2 or 3 authors that wanted to do anything. Because it's all 5th anniversary was last week. They've actually done a plaque at London Bridge now. Eventually,
did you turn up for this?
Turned up there, yeah. So
did anyone recognise you down there?
Yeah, they recognised me. They recognised me all the time. And there was an author that recognised me in Borough Market. But I've actually gone. There's a bloke called Dean Rinaldi. We're going to work with him there to try and do a book about night. And the after effects, and hopefully that's going to come out at Christmas, and hopefully I can tell people as well about the mental side of things. You've got to just keep going, and hopefully,
100%.
no matter how long it takes you. I mean, it took me 3.5 years I reckon afterwards they'll finally start seeing things. And
yeah.
and it's, even that, it's still the odd days that you do have your little setbacks.
Yeah.
But you got to keep going, and you got to keep going and things. And I think the only setback is watching Millwall all season. Well, I'm used to that.
Absolutely brilliant. I love the fact that you've got a wicked personality, and that
I can still have that laugh. It's sort of time to come back.
Yeah.
Come back again. I mean, I still get stops to street. I still get this because people want selfies nowadays and everything else. Where years ago,
that must be hard. And people recognise you too.
Recognise
to
me,
have that.
yeah.
Say, oh, can we have a picture?
And even more now after that 5th anniversary.
How does that make, like the whole selfie thing? Like, how does that make you feel? Because
I wish I had teeth and I smile. I wish I had teeth and smile. Like, it's something. It's to do with the media style. The social media side of things, I suppose. That's where you used to go years ago. You used to have a shake of hands and little chat with people on selfies nowadays. And it's just something. There's some things like yourself. There's a couple of kids doing, like, I think they're maybe starting up on the podcasting, but talking about Millwall. And I said, I'll do their things. And all that. There's ones that you try not to get off in case you say the wrong things. And but the anger's gone of things where I shouldn't. And then, just hopefully go by day and things, and hopefully I can say get some positives out of it.
Yeah, and if we can be any support in the future going onwards, I'd like to keep the friendship. I think you're a nice guy.
Yeah,
and staying in contact would be a good thing. And if we've got any events coming up, being a part of it would be absolutely amazing.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely, I'll do that.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant, mate. I thank you so much for being able to join my channel and help get this out there and for people to understand. And I hope that the police who did help you, they can hear your thanks. And we'll be doing a part 2 with Atik very, very soon.
I'd love to do that. Love to do it, and I say we keep in touch. And
absolutely,
no problem.
Absolutely, thank you so
very
much, man. I really appreciate it.
Well,
thank you.